Welcome to the 6:30 show, Nottinghamshire's Thursday evening, and all you need to know about today's offering is that it involves gin. Luckily, duty on the old mother's ruin's been frozen by the Chancellor. It's just the sugary tonic you've got to worry about. So tonight, let's just have it served straight. And it's St Patrick's Day, so have you been painting the town green?
I just love it, all the Irish get together, and it's nice to see that we all can be together.
Guinness isn't your tipple, fear not. As promised, you'll be getting the double measure of a Knott's gin expert. And given it's Thursday, John Sterland will be out and about with his hoe to bring you some useful gardening tips. And joining tonight on the sofa this evening, our bartender and drinks expert Liam O'Brien and director of Nottingham Care Home Village, Mary McGowan. Now, the city's been showered with shamrocks and awash with the black stuff today as St Patrick's Day celebrations took hold and thousands gathered to enjoy the crack. If you missed the parade, here are some of the highlights.
You can feel the electric, the vibes are great. The sun is making it, because when you get the fine weather, that's the blessing. And just people are just so happy here today, so we're delighted. It's a day for families. It's a day for people to meet their friends who they haven't seen for 12 months and, you know, catch up on how things are in the families. And we had to scale it down this year. We've come to the financial reality of the situation, and what we've tried to do today is still provide the, shall we say, the atmosphere, but at the same time we've had to reduce the size of what was the parade. We just want to say happy St Patrick's Day to everyone. We're so delighted that the Nottingham community have given us the opportunity again to celebrate St Patrick's Day.
Mary, resplendent with your rosette. How's it been for you today?
It's been lovely, Richard. We've had a great day. The weather has been absolutely glorious. We've had a great time in the square. There's been about thousands in the square. And in fact, this year, although we've had to sort of cut the parade down, we've called it a procession. A lot of people said it's actually more, because it's contained in the square, it's more family orientated, and it's sort of a crowd, and people just stayed in the square and just really enjoyed the day.
More concentrated? More
concentrated, yeah.
I walked through at lunchtime and saw some Irish dancing on the stage there, slightly deafened by the people that were power drilling outside the old shoe shop, but, you know, that didn't seem to interrupt too much. Yeah. It's incredible, isn't it, the enthusiasm that Nottingham's Irish community still exhibits for this day year after year after year.
That's right. I mean, people are very proud of their Irish heritage. People go home, we still call it home. As I say, there's about 5 million people living in Ireland, but 70 million people call it home. So we're very proud of our heritage, and we're also very proud of living in Nottingham and living in the UK. You know, you earn a living, you go to school here, and families want to be part of the community. But on this day, we like to reflect on our own roots and everything, and enjoy the day, and hopefully the English people enjoy it as well. It's a great day for Nottingham. Everybody's happy, the pubs do well, the restaurants do well. So it's all in all, it's a lovely day, and this year we twinned with County Kilkenny. Each year we twin with a different county. So we were very privileged to have the Irish Prison Service Pipe Band, which is very nice to have them here. And also we're lucky to have the Sam Maguire and the Liam McCarthy Cups on display, and people had an opportunity to have their photographs taken with them. So although the parade was slightly reduced, it was still a great day.
And Liam, have you so far enjoyed any of the revelry that comes with St Patrick's Day?
I'm not a big celebrator of sort of insert mandatory celebratory day. I've been working all day, and we've had a gin event on today, so to see all these people kind of having a good time is a little bit... well, I didn't even know any of that stuff was going on.
Oh, really?
Kind of, literally, I've almost missed it.
That's how into your gin you are, that you were so buried in your juniper that you weren't able to see what was going on. It was quite, from what I saw, it was quite an event, you know, despite the lack of funding or whatever this year. But Sharon Walia was having a little bit more fun than I was today. She was out amongst the hustle and bustle, gathering people's thoughts on the celebrations.
Oh, it's such a fun day. I think everybody gets involved, whether you're Irish or not, but a lot of people, yes, tend to get involved.
It's just nice to be realised, just to be with people who come from my own country, and just to enjoy that, really.
I just love it. All the Irish get together, and it's nice to see that we all can be together.
What do you love about celebrating St Patrick's Day in Nottingham?
Because you meet so many Irish people. You even meet people who've come from Ireland over here.
Especially for it.
Especially for it, because they meet relatives. We meet up with relatives.
It's lovely to see all the Irish community coming together in one place.
You find the Irish community come out and they really know how to enjoy themselves. And they have a lovely day out here. And I see them all dressed up. See them celebrating their own culture, which is fantastic.
Just out of interest, Mary, it's been great fun, but in 30 seconds, can you explain who St Patrick was?
Well, St Patrick brought Christianity to Ireland. He was taken there initially as a slave, and he was kept as a slave for many years there. Then he came back to England, and then he went back to Ireland. He was actually an Englishman. He went back to Ireland and brought Christianity over there. So we have a lot to thank him for, and that's why we like to celebrate every year St Patrick. He's our patron saint, and it's nice to celebrate it.
See, maybe now with a bit of history, Liam will be enticed to take part next year. Who knows? I don't know. He's not looking convinced.
No, unfortunately, I'm a bit stubborn in that department. But you know, there's a.
We'll come on to your absolute forte a little bit later on. Next tonight, the news today broke that magician Paul Daniels has died, and tributes have been paid to him on Facebook and Twitter. Let's take a look at him in action.
They would take the 1, the 2, the 3 and the 4, and they would just rub one of the ball. And they would adjust the others. And then the ball had disappeared. Here? No, not here. What I thought I could do was when they had, where is it? A handkerchief. And they would take the handkerchief and cover the balls like so. Now, of course, underneath here, they had 3 balls, 1, 2, 3, and then they would go, and one had gone. Now, not here. So now they only had the 2 balls left, and of course this. Having got the 2 balls, this was the bit that really amazed me. They would take the 2, and all they had to do was just wave them in the air, and as they waved them in the air, they reduced the 2 balls to being only 1.
Now here's somebody who was certainly a big fan of Paul Daniels, Knott's magician Roy Bond. Hello again, Roy.
Hi, all right.
Beard still looking absolutely like it could have your eye out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What did he mean to you, Paul Daniels, and to others of your ilk?
To me, he was everything really. He was a professional in every aspect of the craft, if you like. Stage magician, second to none, and close up, and anything really to do with magic. He excelled at it.
He wasn't just an entertainer then. He actually was a good magician.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, his technique was brilliant. He knew his limits, and he knew how to act on that, and he knew how to play to his strengths, if you like. Nobody's brilliant at everything, but he certainly came across as being brilliant at everything.
What were his real strengths?
His real strength, from my point of view, was that he was a personable man. He was, for me, I met him quite early when I was starting out on my path, if you like, and I found him very approachable. I got to spend time with him, and he put me right on a few things, and he set me along a path that I didn't really know where I wanted to go with what I did, and he kind of said, you should be going that way. So I went that way, and he wasn't wrong.
Well, in tribute to the man who's passed away, I think you've got a few little tricks up your capacious sleeves, haven't you? What are you going to do for me, and more importantly, for Mary and Liam, who I think is a hard man to impress about anything?
Well, it did occur to me that not everything that he taught me was bells and whistles. Sometimes it could have been the smallest thing that I was struggling with, that I needed help with, and he would look at how I performed it, and he would go, you need to do it, try this. Try doing it that way. So this trick, point of fact, was it, and it
so
was.
This was taught to you by.
It wasn't taught to me by Paul. It was dissected. He liked to dissect things and re-put them together and try things again. So it would be like a basic eye test. If I showed you, for instance, the backs of the cards, what colours would you say they were?
Pink.
Mm?
Pink.
the glare from the lights. It's
red and white.
Yeah, of course.
Red and white,
If I show you the faces of the cards, there are other colours available. What colours can you see here?
Black and red.
Would you agree with that?
You'd have to be quickish.
Yeah. Well, could you? The colours on there, you've got all that? The yellows and the blues?
Yellow, red, blue, black, white.
OK.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, just name a card, any card you like.
The Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts, Queen of Diamonds, Queen of Hearts. Excellent. Was there any particular reason why you picked it?
I'm feeling in quite an amorous mood and I like queens.
Just for, well, I'm saying nothing. Just for speed, we have your Queen of Hearts. We've broke off a small pile there. We're going to break a small pile off. We're going to put your Queen of Hearts in the middle of the deck. I'm going to show you the backs of the cards. The Queen of Hearts is very safe in the centre. But actually, on the face of the cards, I don't know if you can remember, there were lots of other colours. Can you remember the other colours? We have. It could have been the Queen of Hearts. That would be good if there was a Queen of Hearts here at all. I mean, if there were any cards here whatsoever, that would be great. But there should be one card left. It should be the Queen of Hearts. If I had to pick fault with you...
That is astonishing.
And the backs of the cards, I'll leave that just there for you, just to finish off real quick, because I know you push for time. I'm not going to hide anything from you. We have nothing left whatsoever, apart from one Queen of Hearts. But if you click your finger, that one will disappear too.
That is amazing. That is absolutely incredible. Can either of you see from where you were sitting, you know, how on earth he could have done that?
No idea.
That was incredible. And I think so unfathomable, so incredible, the sleight of hand, that it's a fitting tribute to Paul Daniels. Roy, thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
Absolute pleasure. Reflecting a little bit on him too. When we come back, it'll be gin o'clock and not a moment too early. You'll hear from an expert whose knowledge of the juniper-scented tincture is second to none.
I think the whole get-up of gin just being a grand's drink or a grandfather's drink in the past, I think people have kind of changed those perceptions of gin.
The biggest ever BT sale is now on, and we've cut more prices than ever before. Get 40% off BT broadband and unlimited UK weekend calls for £4.50 a month. And it's just a 12-month contract. You'll get our most reliable Wi-Fi connection. Plus, you can connect to the UK's largest Wi-Fi network for free when you're out and about. Make the most of the biggest ever BT sale. Join today, call 0800 800 950 or visit bt.com/sale to find out more.
Persil presents Concentrated Persil Power. Practice makes perfect, but practice makes stains. Persil capsules with powerful stain removal in every spin.
Always keep away from children.
Everyday cleansing can be harsh on skin. Simple's Micellar Water has micelles, smart cleansing bubbles which attract and lift makeup and impurities out, while putting hydration back in, instantly and gently. Now also available in Micellar Wipes.
Everyday life can make your eyes feel dry. That's why there is Optrex Actimist. Unlike drops, it can be sprayed onto closed eyelids and collects at the edges to repair your eye's protective layer when you blink. To help your dry eyes feel no more than a bad memory. Optrex Actimist. Target dry eyes in the blink of an eye.
Enjoy the delicious goodness of Hellmann's with olive oil.
Today, let's try to bake winning cakes with butter. A new stalk with butter. Start baking, ladies. That should be easy to mix. Look at that stalk with butter cake rise.
Hello, Fluffy. And now the finishing touch.
Time's up, ladies. Wow, look at that stalk with butter cake. What a light and fluffy texture.
And it really does have a buttery taste.
This Easter, get them hopping to the table with our fluffy stalk bunny cake.
The biggest ever BT sale is now on, and we've cut more prices than ever before. Get 40% off BT broadband and unlimited UK weekend calls for £4.50 a month. And it's just a 12-month contract. You'll get our most reliable Wi-Fi connection. Plus, you can connect to the UK's largest Wi-Fi network for free when you're out and about. Make the most of the biggest ever BT sale. Join today. Call 0800 800 950 or visit bt.com/sale to find out more.
Enjoy the delicious goodness of Hellmann's with olive oil.
Nurofen Express starts getting to work in just 10 minutes. Nurofen has a unique formulation that targets headaches fast.
Since 1973, family-run business KLG has been providing local people with bespoke quality products and an excellent customer service. KLG are a leading provider of windows, doors, conservatories, soffits and fascias designed to suit any type of building or property. Visit our showroom to see our extensive range, manufactured on-site and available for us to carry out a hassle-free installation. Call today and find out how we can transform your property.
Still agog with the magic tricks of the last half. Welcome back to the 6:30 show. My guests tonight, Liam O'Brien and Mary McGowan. Now, last week we were discussing when the appropriate age was to stop kissing your children or parents on the lips. And we got literally tons of response, well, not literally, from you to that on social media, including comments like this. I'm 25, this is Lauren. I still kiss my mum and my grandma on the lips. Any other family member, it's usually a kiss on the cheek, apart from my son and nieces. Everyone's different, no wrong or right. It's just how you're brought up. Christina says, I kiss my daughters on the lips. Oldest is 20. What on earth is wrong with people? They are your children. Few more. I'll read just one more. This is from Lorraine. Me and my brothers kiss on lips. It's natural if you're from a loving background, although I know families who aren't so demonstrative. It's a matter of personal choice. That's I would never kiss my brother, full stop. It's a funny one, this, and it's interesting that it's caught the imagination of so many people on Twitter and Facebook and elsewhere. What do you think, Mary? How demonstrative as a family are you? And did that come to an end at a certain time?
No, I think... you know, even when I meet friends, apart from family, when I meet friends, I always give them a kiss or a hug. It's just a normal thing, but I think the Irish are pretty tactile anyway.
Yeah.
We tend to do that, and it's just normal to us say hello to somebody, we give them a kiss, or say goodbye, give them a hug, give them a kiss, and I think there's nothing wrong with it. I think when you meet strangers, or if you don't know people very well, you know where the boundaries are, and some people you feel more comfortable giving a hug to.
I think that's right. I mean, I would never kiss my dad on the lips, I don't think, but I don't think I really ever have. My mum, you know, I'm in my mid-30s, doesn't matter how old I am, but my mum, I would, and do. And what about you, Liam? Is your family similar?
Most definitely. Like you're the same, you know, I'm close with my father, but, you know, he's still a man of his time, so a hug or a handshake is probably a bridge too far for him at that point. But, you know, if I saw my mum more regularly, I'd still kiss her on the lips. I don't think there's a problem with it. I think people are making it a problem because there are other problems out there in the world, and that by not being able to deal with those ones, you single out something smaller, and it's kind of like a minor victory. But to kiss a family member on the lips...
Well, I'm glad we put that subject firmly in its place. Now, time for some horticultural help. And this week, John is going to be telling you about cultivating the best spuds and the best salad.
Gardening on the 6:30 show, proudly sponsored by Lawn Master, giving you your garden back.
Listen to what the flower people say. Listen, it's getting louder every day.
I don't fancy those hard-boiled, John. Look at them.
They're not eggs, you nutter. These are new potatoes, and what we do, we chit them, and that's chit, yes. Yeah. And what we do, we're trying to get them to grow. to start growing.
All my potatoes look like this in the bottom of the fridge.
Oh, are they? Well, that's
Yeah.
because I'm afraid they are soon.
had it.
Yes, they'll soon be had it. But yeah,
But you
when
want this to happen?
Yes, we want this to happen. So
Yeah.
basically, it's a matter. This is Charlotte, beautiful variety.
Hello, Charlotte. Nice to meet
yeah,
you.
and what we do, just basically stand them in the box like so.
Yeah.
With the eyes up.
Okay.
Eyes up. And they'll start to grow very slowly, somewhere darkish and cool. And they'll start to grow and they'll just keep growing and they come up very quickly then.
And then they have shoots, and that's when you put them in the ground.
Yeah, just start to have lovely little shoots, and that's when we put them in the ground. 12 weeks after that, you're digging up and putting mint in your taters, and you've got that gorge. Oh, I can't wait. But so that's what we do with potatoes.
Yeah.
And if you sow in seeds, cleanliness. One of the most important things is
next
cleanliness.
to godliness.
It is, exactly. So what we do, fill a pot. I love to sow in pots like so. Just tap it down a bit. This is a peat-type compost, so we don't firm it too much. Then just get yourself a tin, like something like that. You can even, if you want to, make yourself a little presser board that fits nicely in that pot.
And
there,
this
look,
is to plant what sort of seeds?
is our seed. Well, I want some lettuce now.
Okay,
Yeah.
oh, right.
If we were sowing fine seed, we'd water that, and then with very fine seed like antirrhinums or begonias, can you see that? That's brick dust. It's just a brick hit by a hammer. You've got something to do at night, so this is a great thing to do. And then you can see, you mix that in with your fine seed, and you can see where you've sown them, look.
The gardening equivalent of a highlighter pen.
Yes, that's
Brick
it.
dust.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I've got some tiny little lettuce seeds here.
Ah,
Look at this. Does a
yeah,
whole lettuce come
that's
out of
it.
something that size?
Yes, and exactly, and that's a
tiny.
lettuce. Now, when we do so, don't do too many. You don't want to end up with 3 dozen lettuce that you've got to stuff down in the weekend. Just sow 1 or 2, look like that.
Yeah.
You could put, say, 10 in there, and then all you have to do, then a bit of very fine seed, like just put it through your hands or a little sieve, not the kitchen sieve, because you get bits in your teeth when you've been cooking other things. Any big bits, just take off, like so.
And that's all you need to do.
And that is sowing your seeds, and that is a job I so much look forward to.
You carry on with your
Right,
hard work.
okay.
I'm going to enjoy the gardens.
All right, okay.
All right.
I'd rather be here than doing this than with Fran.
Gardening on the 6:30 show, proudly sponsored by Lawn Master, giving you your garden back.
Now, from its earliest origins in the Middle Ages, gin's evolved over the centuries from a herbal medicine to an object of massive commerce in the spirits industry. The drink saw record-breaking sales last year, reaching nearly £1 billion nationally, and the number of distilleries opened increased by a whopping 50%. Well, before we have a sip of the stuff, let's have a taste of a gin masterclass, which took place in Notts today.
Well, gin's had a turbulent history. It's very been up and down since kind of the 1600s when it was kind of brought back Geneva style from the Brits, and it's definitely had its up and down turvy history. Now more so, I think with some more brands and some kind of the serves which are coming out to play. I think Hendrix gave them their dues when they came out with their branding and this wonderful thing of cucumber added with a tonic. People kind of open their eyes up to more than just lemon and lime being affiliated with gin. But also I think the whole get-up of gin just being a grand's drink or grandfather's drink in the past, I think people have kind of changed those perceptions of gin. And also I think people just generally know a little bit more about it. And I think also with the Spanish serve and these big copa glasses which you can get nowadays, I think it's taking a different look at how things are served, and they tend to be a bit more of a cocktail serve now rather than just a spirit mixer.
So, Liam O'Brien, Brass Monkey manager and gin expert, what have you got for us? What are we going to be trying here today?
We're going with 2 gins. Both are London Dry, which we haven't got enough time to go into and explain. Doesn't have to be made in London or London Dry, but both are London Dry. One is very local, which is the Burleys. It's sort of 20 miles away in Nampanton near Loughborough. And then Portobello Road is made in London on Portobello Road originally, but they now make it a bigger distillery. 4 botanicals. Botanical definition is anything from plant So it could be leaves, roots, stems, that kind of thing.
So not just juniper?
Not just juniper, no. So generally speaking, juniper always has to be there for it to be a gin. And then they normally is like what they call like the sacred four, which is Alexander, Orris, coriander and juniper. Most brands tend to go for 8 to 10, so you don't kind of overcomplicate things, but you've got some on the upwards of 47 and more, which even I'm sure the most skilled botanists and wine tasters would have.
There's so many layers of that. Just guide us through the taste. Do you like a drop of gin, Mary?
I do, yes. It's not my favourite.
It doesn't make you a bit lachrymose?
No.
A bit maudlin on the old mother's ruin, yes.
No.
So which is this one then? Just take us through this.
This is Portobello Road, so very simply, I think it's cassia, orris, Alexander, coriander, orange, licorice root, juniper, and maybe one more. Which
just starting to unpick them all, but you'd have to smell it for a very, very long time to decode them all.
It's a combination of aeration and then let it settle, smell again, smell like 2 or 3 times, then taste again, and as you kind of start to pick little things out. But the important thing is that you get the juniper on the nose and the palate first. It's not everyone's cup of tea going in neat, but when it's cold, it softens the sort of volatile alcohol.
The thing is, with stuff like that, as you say, it's so strong, it's now just evaporating, so it's going round and round and round in circles. Can you... Oh, Mary, you all right?
I'm all right, yes, Richard, don't worry.
I don't want to have to start CPR, you know. Yeah, that was incredibly complex, and I think we've got a little bit of water still. I'm going to have a little sip of water in between. Yes, take us on to the next one then, Liam.
Sorry, I just remembered as well, nutmeg, that's the finishing spice. If you can...
I knew there was something I was missing, Mary. Nutmeg, yes.
Nutmeg, that's it.
OK.
Burley's...
I can feel that in my feet now, yeah.
Is your next gin. So this came out sort of 2009, I think, and this has been around for 16 months. So very local. It's kind of one of those romantic stories where the current master distiller and the guys walked around the local woods, Burley's Wood, and that's where they got the inspiration from the gin. So in there they've got some dandelion and burdock root, they've got birch, and then the coriander, the orris, the Alexander, all things that you would sort of find within that region.
Let's have a quick taste of that one then. For me, not as complex on the nose. There's not as much stuff going on there. For me, anyway, at the moment. I don't know.
But I think a lot bigger in the...
It slips down very easily, doesn't it? Well, I mean, they're both in their different ways, you know, really, really interesting. Mary, steady on, girl.
No.
You know, I know it's St Patrick's Day. What about mixers, or are you too much of a purist to add anything to gin?
Me personally...
Sugar tax, forget.
We drink a lot, and personally I like to taste the spirit, so I drink everything with soda pretty much. Yeah. I'll enjoy a gin and tonic, but 2 or 3, too many.
It's all we've got time for, but I'm feeling nicely warm. That's it for tonight. A big thank you to my guests, to Liam and to Mary, and from me, have a very good night. Good night.